365 Sports.
The Kansas City Chiefs got a double dose of great news here today, and we're going to talk about it on the Chiefs Report, a part of 365 Sports. I'm Jace Andrews. We're happy you made us a part of your day in whichever way you're consuming our content. If you're watching on YouTube, cannot thank you enough for the latest support on our channels. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free to do so, and it helps the channel immensely. And if you're listening on Apple Music or Spotify, hit that follow button for your latest Kansas City Chiefs news right at your fingertips. Got lots to talk about here today. Very fun topics as well for a season that has been riddled with a lot of bad news and bad things and just continuous disappointment. I feel like this is a time where as we go into the offseason with 1 week left to play, we can start to think positively about a lot of situations. And one of those is, of course, the NFL draft. The Kansas City Chiefs, well, let's be honest, they've never really had a high draft pick in the past decade at this point, but seems like they actually might have a very good one this year. Now, the loss to the Tennessee Titans shocked me. I'm not going to lie, but at the same time, there was a part of me deep down that was thinking, well, our draft order is a little better. And then we lost the Broncos, and as much as I wanted to beat those, we didn't. And I sat there and thought, well, at least it helps our draft order. And I was watching Sunday football yesterday and seeing games in the AFC go certain ways and interesting teams winning that maybe probably shouldn't have chosen to win, even though it's not a choice, whatever. I looked at the draft order for the Kansas City Chiefs and I thought they had to have moved up, right? That would be correct. They have moved up in the draft, and they have not just moved up. They have moved up into the top 10. They are now the number 9 pick in the 2026 NFL draft. Now, this season, as I mentioned, it's not been a fun one. But the fact that we can go into next year, go into this offseason with the potential, again, the Las Vegas Raiders are still ahead of us. And I'm going to be honest, as much as I care about draft order, I do not want the Las Vegas Raiders to beat us. That already happened on Christmas in 2023 and ruined my Christmas. I can't have it ruining my new year. Well, you got to go out there and win. I don't care what pick is on the line. Go out there and win. But the fact of the matter is right now, they do have that number 9 pick in the NFL draft, having 5 straight losses, which is never something I thought I would say for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, on this channel, we've done multiple different mock drafts and talked about what the best prospect is to get. And if the Chiefs were able to get up to a high draft slot, who would they take? And if you ask me, you have to look at the roster the Chiefs have at this current point in time. Yes, I think that the offensive line is in a good spot. Yeah, I think the wide receivers, if you do some great moves this offseason, potentially getting back Hollywood Brown and maybe keeping Tyquan Thornton, a couple of different contracts that are still going to be up in the air, I think you can have a very good wide receiver core. Patrick Mahomes should return. The defense, I think it all depends on what Coach Spags does. I love this defense. I think it's got a really high potential. There's lots of money to kind of go around, I think, in some ways of trying to figure out what the best contract is to give where. But as we've done in prior videos, the Chiefs can save a decent amount of money by doing some simple things. That all leads me to this. The one place that is such a hard thing to find a legitimate option in some ways and so easy in other ways is running back. And with the Chiefs' plan to not keep Isaiah Pacheco, according to recent reports, knowing Kareem Hunt is 30 years old, I highly doubt the plan is to have him back in any capacity next season. They have Brashard Smith. I like Brashard Smith. I think he's a very good running back. But at the end of the day, I think they need something better. I think they need to go out and they need to make a big splash. And that's kind of what the latest mock draft has. And the best part about this is a lot of the mainstream mock drafts that we all look at, it's the top 10 picks. They don't go past that because that's what people care about in a lot of facets, the top 10 picks. It's the teams who have had nothing to root for all season. And, frankly, you get something to root for in the offseason. Well, the Chiefs, they've had something to root for a good part of the season until about the past 3 to 4 weeks. But now they can look to the draft and think, man, okay, we're going to be all in these mock drafts. We can start taking a look at what exactly the Chiefs want. That's where we go to today's mock draft and take a look at what the Chiefs are going to select, at least in this rendition. Now, this is fan-sided. Relatively, I think there are actually a really good article place if you want to go check out theirs. Highly, highly recommend. But Here's how the draft order goes. Back-to-back QBs to start us off with Fernando Mendoza and Dante Moore Jr., the Indiana and Oregon quarterbacks. Wide receivers in picks 3 and 4 for the Giants and the Titans with Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State and Carnell Tate out of Ohio State. Then you're getting an edge rusher for the Arizona Cardinals and Ruben Bain Jr. out of Miami, Florida. Cleveland Browns, they're going to take an offense tackle out of Florida as well, and Francis Manungo. And then going to 7, Washington, the Commanders, they take Arbel Reese, the linebacker from Ohio State, linebacker of the year in the Big Ten, by the way. Edge rusher David Bailey out of Texas Tech goes 8. And then we have 9, where the Chiefs are sitting there with a load of different choices they could go. They could help their secondary if they don't want to sign back Jalen Watson or Joshua Williams. Instead, they go running back. They get running back Jeremiyah Love, and I think this is the right move. Love is a guy that I've mentioned once or twice on this show before, and I love his poise. I love the way that he can play, and I think in some ways, if the Chiefs do drop back in picks over this next week, and if Love is off the board, the way that Marcus Freeman has developed those running backs with him at Notre Dame, I would like for the Chiefs at this point to go into the second round and get Jadarian Price. I mean, both running backs for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish are guys that I would really, really like to have on this Kansas City Chiefs team. Now, we've talked about Jadarian Price in a previous mock draft. Let's talk a little more about Love because he is just a fantastic runner and I think has a lot of things to contribute to this Chiefs offense. So, first of all, the main college stats that he holds: 2,882 yards and 32 touchdowns across 3 seasons with Notre Dame. Now, that's not the only thing, though, because he is a little bit of a receiving back with 3 touchdowns this year and 280 yards across 27 receptions. He does return kickoffs. I say he does, or maybe I should say he did. He returned 3 kickoffs in the past 2 seasons, and it wasn't in 2025, 2023, and 2024. Had 2 attempts and 1 attempt in 2024. So nothing really to go with that, but it is nice to see that this guy can be a multifaceted guy. Not to say that first round picks would ever be tasked with being the return man or being in special teams, but the potential is there. I think that if they wanted to, they could definitely put him there. I don't think that's what they would do, especially with a first round pick, but a guy who's averaging 6.9 yards per carry over the past 2 seasons, 6.767 over the past, 3 seasons in his college career. It just speaks a lot to me. And 17 touchdowns in 2024, 18 touchdowns in 2025. He has a lot of what you like. His vision is absolutely fantastic. When you get inside the red zone, it's just game over trying to defend against him. And overall, I think he really does fit the Chiefs scheme, Andy Reid scheme, and Matt Nagy's scheme, if that's the way they go. I have my doubts still about Matt Nagy, even though he's done some things. I still just have my doubts about him. But either way you slice it, I do think Jeremiyah Love is a fantastic addition for this Kansas City Chiefs squad. Now, there is a couple things to mention with this, knowing that he is a running back, and most of the time taking running backs in the first round is labeled as taboo, or you shouldn't do that because, as I mentioned in the early part of the show, running backs are such a hard thing to get, but also such an easy thing to get. And what I mean by that is there are some top-tier draft picks at running back that have been drafted, have been taken, have been saying they're going to be so good, and they're just average, if that. And then there's guys like Isaiah Pacheco. And I understand the past 2 seasons have not been what we've known from Pop in the past prior years. But still, a 6th-round pick, a guy who was out of Rutgers, not really much surrounding him, and he comes in, and the first 2 seasons, he balls out with the Chiefs. Talk about other guys that have come in and just lit up the world after being injured doing this. In fact, the Cowboys, I mean, we faced them. Javonte Williams was a guy who was thrown in the dirt by the Denver Broncos and is having a fantastic year with the Dallas Cowboys. And so there are things that are intriguing about Jeremiyah Love. But that's why I mentioned Jadarian Price so much, is because, yes, they might have the number 9 pick, and that's fantastic. But is it worth it to give them a running back? Is it worth to go take that risk? Or is it better to maybe sit back, get somebody in the first round that may be more higher value? Not to say that Jeremiyah Love is not high value, but you know what I'm saying in some aspects of how running backs just aren't taken in that top tier echelon. I mean, heck, even Ashton Genty last year was kind of runneled to be not worthy of a first round pick. But either way you slice it, in that situation, you could still get Jadarian Price in that second round. And I mentioned it on our previous mock draft. I'm probably going to say it a lot over the offseason, so just get ready for it. But to me, last year in the draft, we saw the picks of Quinshon Judkins and of Travion Henderson. And Quinshon Judkins was the guy who, yes, he had the off-field issues, and that's part of it, but he was the top-tier running back at Ohio State. But Travion Henderson was the secondary guy. And what is he doing with New England? He's playing fantastic. To me, that seems a very similar case to what we could see out of Notre Dame's two running backs in this upcoming draft. Jeremiyah Love's fantastic. He's the guy everybody's eyes are going to be on. He's the guy that everybody's going to want. But if you look past him, you see Jadarian Price, and you look at him and think, man, he's really good, but he's never gotten his chance to shine on the big stage. He's never been the top tier guy because they've always had Jeremiyah Love. Well, that, my friends, is kind of what I'm leading to. If the Chiefs believe, as a lot of people do, about, hey, we're not going to draft a guy who is a running back with that first pick, we're going to go somewhere else, then I think Jadarian Price is a very good guy to get in the second round. I think he's going to be there very easily for them. Now, 1,600, nearly 1,700 yards in his 3 collegiate seasons, 21 touchdowns with 11 of them coming in this season. Again, he's just never gotten his chance to shine out of Denison, Texas, just down south of Arrowhead. It's a perfect fit to me too. So I'm not arguing against Jeremiyah Love. I'm not arguing for Jadarian Price. I'm arguing that whether you get somebody in the first round or the second round, I think a Notre Dame running back has to be something the Chiefs are looking at. And with Brett Veach not slamming the ball on Breece Hall this year, the whole 4th round, we're not going to do that. We're not going to give you a 3rd round pick. Still baffles me to this day, but I mean, hey, maybe it was for the better. Maybe they're going to get somebody here that have for 4 years on a way less contract that's going to play like Breece Hall. Who knows? But I just think they need a running back, and I think that this is a perfect opportunity to do so, to get one of the two in either the first or the second round. Again, it's really up to Brett Veach's ideology and what he truly believes of this team. If he believes the defense, and especially with offseason moves that are going to come with it, if he believes the defense can come out here and be fine, and the offense, I think, as we all know, I think we're all pretty confident in them, especially with Pat being back, you could go out there and you can get Love and feel pretty confident. Of course, the question then becomes, what about the retirement options of Travis Kelce? I mean, does that open up the can for the Chiefs to go out and get a tight end in the draft? That's a question we'll have to kind of wait for. We've talked about it in previous drafts, but I want to wait for that. However, speaking of retirement, Andy Reid was labeled to be a potential retiree after this season, but he gave us a fantastic update on his future in the organization, and we'll give you that in just a moment. Don't go away. We'll be right back here on the Chiefs Report, a part of 365 Sports.
Shades is your trusted partner in stage lighting, offering a wide range of high-quality, innovative products since 2015. With designs that cater to all needs, fast delivery, and affordable prices, we provide exceptional customer service to ensure your satisfaction. With warehouses across the globe and sales in over 100 countries, Sheds is quickly becoming one of the most recognized names in the stage lighting industry. Visit shehds.com today to discover top-tier stage lighting solutions and become part of our global network.
Introducing Muck-Off's classic pink bike cleaner, powered by revolutionary nanotechnology that breaks down dirt and grime on a microscopic level while protecting your bike's delicate finish. Developed by our mad developer Alex and tested by riders, our products are made by riders for riders. Discover more at us.muc-off.com, where we break the mold to bring you the best in bike care.
At Open Goal USA, we're revolutionizing training for both soccer and lacrosse with our innovative portable rebounders. Perfect for players of all ages and skill levels, our rebounders improve accuracy, control, and technique in both sports. Built with premium materials for durability and ease of use, they're ideal for training anywhere, anytime. Whether you're perfecting your soccer game or sharpening your lacrosse skills, Open Goal USA has you covered. Visit opengoaalusa.com and elevate your training today.
Chapellex is a full-category shapewear brand dedicated to providing women with exceptional comfort and support. We offer thoughtfully designed solutions that blend style with functionality, empowering women to feel confident and at ease every day. Chapellex is redefining what it means to have a perfect body. Our mission celebrates body positivity, embracing every shape and size, because true beauty lies in authenticity. Visit shapellx.com today and join a movement towards self-love, acceptance, and confidence.
Indulge in Blum's luxurious Lotus Flower Rolls. The green Lotus Roll bursts with a caramel apple flavor, while the blue Lotus Roll offers a smooth berry cream sensation. With our Crush for Flavor technology, enjoy an instant burst of natural, intense flavor anytime you desire. Elevate your experience with the finest creations nature has to offer. Explore the full collection at blumleaf.com. That's BLUUMLEAF.com. Blumleaf. Golf Partner, the world's largest golf store network, offers more purchasing opportunities than anywhere else. With a dominant market share and a wider selection of quality secondhand golf clubs than our competitors, we make it easy for you to enjoy the game with affordable, top-quality equipment. Join us at golfpartnerusa.com and discover why we're the trusted choice for golf lovers worldwide. That's GOLFPARTNERUSA.com. Golf Partner. At Terrapin Ridge Farms, they believe in the joy of effortless entertaining. Inspired by CEO Mary O'Donnell's mom and her legendary holiday parties, they've crafted a line of gourmet foods that turn any meal into a celebration. From savory jams to mustards, aiolis, and more, their products are made with love, bringing unforgettable flavors to your table. Whether it's a casual get-together or a special occasion, they make it easy to impress. Terrapin Ridge Farms, where great food and great memories come together. Visit them at terrapinridge.com. Terrapin Ridge.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious. Find your blend at hempdelicious.com.
Welcome back here to the Chiefs Report, a part of 365 Sports. I'm Jace Andrews. We're happy you're here with us here today. I got some good news for you here on the Chiefs side of things. Talked about them moving up to the number 9 slot in the NFL draft this upcoming season here, 2026. But also, we got some pretty cool updates from our head coach, Andy Reid. Now, with the, let's say, lingering thought that Travis Kelce could be saying his final goodbyes to the Chiefs kingdom after this upcoming game versus the Las Vegas Raiders. The speculation was there, of course, of Andy Reid. Is he going to stay? I mean, let's be honest. Every year now, when a season comes to a close, whether the Chiefs win it all or they don't, there's going to be questions. Hey, Andy Reid, you going to hang it up? Is this it? Is this the time over for Coach Reid? And I'm here to report that's not going to happen this upcoming year. Andy Reid said he plans on coming back if the Chiefs will have me. Talked about it today on press conference, though, but here is kind of the official quote saying, I think I'm coming back, right? Reid says to Matt Derrick of Chiefs.com, if they'll have me, I'll come back. You never know this business. That's a tough one, but I plan on it. Yeah, and let's be honest here. The Chiefs may have had a tough go of things this year. No one's shying away from that. But I think we all know that Andy Reid is a good coach and that this is not something to mess around with. There's not a point. You had one bad season where things didn't go your way. You lost one-score games. Injuries were rampant throughout the organization at times. Obviously, losing Patrick Mahomes at the end of the season, obviously, is a big part of that too. But this isn't Andy Reid's fault. And I'm glad he's staying in Kansas City. I'm glad he's saying he's not going to retire. I'm glad he's going to be with the Kansas City Chiefs. And listen, this is not just a Chiefs guy, a guy who is going to be legendary amongst Kansas City, because he will do that. And his record with Kansas City is fantastic. Regular season, it's a 149-63 record for Andy Reid. And over in the postseason, 16-7 record. Very, very good for Andy Reid. But this is a guy who's been coaching for longer than I have been alive, legitimately. In 1999 is when he had his first head coaching position with the Philadelphia Eagles there. And it's just fantastic, the career he put together there as well. 130, 93-1 with a 10-9 postseason record. I was born in 2001. The fact that he's been coaching for the entirety of my lifespan is incredible, to say the least. Inspiring in some aspects, but it's just fantastic to me that the Chiefs, who, let's be honest, even when they were down in the dumps, people were not counting them out for the postseason. And that, I'm not going to say the Chiefs dynasty little mind trap is there, but I think that people understand that with Patrick Mahomes, anything is possible. And that this team going down the stretch, they could easily have been a factor if they made the playoffs. And not only that, but now they aren't going to be a factor because they're eliminated. But they have a chance to restructure contracts, have some money, pay some people here this offseason. They're able to figure out, maybe we have some top-tier draft picks we could use, and then go out and get some top-tier guys. Patrick Mahomes, who's injured right now, they could have him back at the start of next season, game 1. Andy Reid now says he is coming back. So the question finally becomes, with all of this, Andy Reid's back. Patrick Mahomes has the chance to play in week 1 next season. Does that mean Travis Kelce will return? And I don't know. But I'll say this and kind of leave it at that. Travis Kelce had a very emotional night against the Denver Broncos on Christmas evening. That, to me, did not look like a person who was going to return to Arrowhead Stadium in a Chiefs uniform. That, to me, looked like a guy who didn't want to say it, and respect to him, because there's no need for a retirement tour if he doesn't want it. But it looked to me like a guy who was done. It looked to me like a guy who said, I've played a lot, done a lot in my career. My brother's retired. I'm dating Taylor Swift. I have a lot going for me in my personal life. And I'm 37 years old, almost going in here in the next season. It's time to hang up the cleats. Now, do I want him to? Absolutely not. But I say that I don't think it's going to be a matter of what's we want or what he wants, whatever. It seems like it's over. And, credit to him for a tremendous, tremendous career. If it is this, obviously we can keep you updated. And if that official announcement does come to fruition, we'll have a report here on the Chiefs Report. But want to focus here back on Andy Reid and just the absolute excitement I have that he is going to return. Like I said, this is an every year thing. It's something that's going to continually follow Andy Reid from now until he does retire, does hang it up, just because you've been in the NFL for that long as a head coach. You're a guy who is, I'm not going to say getting any younger. He's definitely not old. I'm not saying Andy Reid is old at all. I think he's very young and very young-spirited. But I just am intrigued to see what the future holds for him. I'm intrigued to see what the future holds for the rest of this Chiefs organization with him. And obviously, I think there's a lot to be excited about. We've talked so much over the past 3 days, or past 3 episodes here of the Chiefs Report, that yes, do we think that this season was a rough one? There was a lot of ups and downs and a lot more downs than ups, yes. But is it kind of cool to think about the future in a positive way, knowing the draft picks we're going to have? The potential is there for restructurement. And the reason we're structuring is because we already have a good team. We just didn't get the close wins this year. I mean, bottom line is this. If the Chiefs can turn around a couple of the one-score losses, this team's a playoff team with or without Patrick Mahomes. It is. Now, the AFC was very tight this year, and that's obviously a factor into it. I think, honestly, it's going to be like an 11-win threshold to get into the postseason. That's a pretty good factor right there for the AFC. But at the same time, you've got a lot looking forward to next year. You've got a lot of hype, positives, and it really just depends on who comes back, who you sign, and as we talk about with how the Chiefs draft pick does end up. So we'll look forward to that Raiders game. Is a fantastic one. It's something that we want to be happy about and be focusing on. But at the same time, we are very excited for the future and, of course, everything that has to come with the offseason. So with that being said, make sure you're sticking around here on the Chiefs Report, whether you listen to the entire episode on Apple Music, Spotify, watching on YouTube. You're all my real ones. I really, really, really can't tell you enough how much I appreciate you. We're excited to go into the new year, 2026, get some more episodes, get some more content for you, some shorts, and a lot of new things. So do appreciate you. But that's all we got for you here today. Again, let me know in the comment section your thoughts on all of this. Do you want the Chiefs to have Jeremiyah Love? What do you feel about Andy Reid and him returning? Do you think Travis Kelce is retiring or do you not? I'm always in for some comments. I'm always here trying to look at them, respond to them the best of my abilities. But we do appreciate each and every single one of you. Want to know that. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And for now, though, guys, we're going to see you next time on the Chiefs Report on part of 365 Sports. Peace out.
365 Sports.